was so busy in the groove, listening to the music. Hello, 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 gorgeous. And we are back in the saddle, going live after spending a few days doing a very adventurous, fun, and a fabulous road trip across the USA, pretty much. If you've been following me on social media, you've seen that I've posted some photos and video and reels and all the things, giving you just some highlights of some of the fun and happy shenanigans that took place while we were rolling across the road to we went from Maryland to Phoenix, very close to, I think, 2,000 miles is what we did, and it was pretty cool, and look forward to when I can do it again, but just take a maybe a different route. So I hope you're having an amazing summer. I hope you are trying to stay warm because it is a scorcher all up and through these here United States of America for sure. Florida has been, Central Florida in particular, Central West Florida has been under heat advisory. We were under heat advisory, excessive heat warning in Arizona, and I went from the fire into the fire. Well, awesome. Well, while I was away, I was working on something that I'm really excited about, and I released it yesterday to a small group of people. And once in a couple more days, I'll be releasing it to some more people, and then to email list, and until all the spots are taken. There are only as of today, there are only 10 spots available. So by the time I make it public, who knows how many spots are going to be available. But I was working on a live event, an in-person event, and I had a couple conversations with people that really want to attend, but money. And that got me thinking about the things that we desire, the things that we say we want, our dreams, our goals, our aspirations. And then I think about, what are the things that stand in the way? What are the things that are between you and what you say you want, what you say you desire? And, I think today is going to be a little bit of tough love, a little bit of real talk, a little bit of giving it to you straight, a little bit of, consider this like an auntie session, if you will. I don't mind being called auntie. Consider this something that you really, really want to listen to and take action with, because your dreams, your goals, all the things you say you want, they're hinged on these three things. So, what are we talking about? We're talking about what's really holding you back from living your dreams. What's really holding you back from living your dreams? So, if you're taking notes or anything, I want you to write down this question: what is really holding me back from living my dreams? Now, this is not only me giving you real talk, this is you having a real, candid, clear, honest conversation with yourself about yourself. Because I'm here to tell you, that's the only way change is going to happen in your life, is when you get real with you. When you're not worrying about what everybody else is doing and, looking everywhere and all of those things. What are you doing to live your dreams? What are you doing to make things happen in your life? Social media has set us up to gawk and look at what everybody else is doing, and then for some people, it takes them into this space of, oh, wow, I'm not this, I'm not that, I don't have this, I don't have that, I can't do this, and I can't do that. Then you start to declare all of this negativity about yourself. And now you have this created this shroud of negativity, this energy field of negativity that you can't bust through because you keep reinforcing it. Hello, Tanya Graham. How are you? Good to see you, dear. Okay. So let's talk about what's really holding you back. And I'm going to talk about 3 things today. And listen, these are 3 things that I know firsthand. It's not something I read in a book. If you know me by now, you know I don't do theory. This is something that's not what I read in a book. This is what I've walked out in my life. These 3 things that I know for sure, for certain, that are keeping you from living your dreams. That's holding you back. These 3 things, how they say it, got you in a chokehold. What's the first one? Fear. What are you afraid of? You're afraid of the unknown. You're afraid of what people will think. You're afraid of failing. Now, you might be afraid of more than that, but I'm just going to I'm just going to hit the top 3 things you're afraid of. You are afraid of the unknown. You don't know what's on the other side. You don't know what's going to happen if if you put something out. You don't know what's going to happen if you make an offer. You don't know what's going to happen if you apply to be part of something. You don't know what's going to happen. So the fear of that unknown is greater than your desire to take action on something. Do I need to say that again? Your fear of the unknown is greater than your desire to take action on something. Because of your fear, you won't even do it. You'd rather not. You consider sparing yourself from the embarrassment, sparing yourself. Listen, nobody ever couldn't come back from a little bit of embarrassment. Matter of fact, it doesn't have to be embarrassment. It could just be a lesson learned. It could be an opportunity for you to learn something, for you to stretch your muscle with a certain thing. Fearful of what people are going to think. Girl, people are going to think something anyway. You can't control what people think or what they're going to say or how they're going to see what it is. Okay, fine. That cannot be the thing that you hang your hat on and not do what you know to do that's going to cause you to live your dreams. People are going to have something to say. I don't care what you do. We see it all the time. I don't care what you do. People are going to have something to say. Don't concern yourself with the people that have something to say that's negative. Concern yourself with the people that are waiting for you to show up. Concern yourself with the people that are waiting to be encouraged, inspired, empowered by you. Concern yourself with the people that have different desires and dreams and challenges and all those things, and you are the solution to it. Concern yourself with those people. Okay? Don't spend all this time spinning your wheels about what other people are going to think or say or believe. Right. The Tanya says they sure enough are going to think. They sure enough are going to think and say what they want, regardless. And it is the truth. So don't give that a lot of your energy. Failing. Don't get tripped up about failing. Failing is an opportunity for you to learn, is an opportunity for you to grow. It's an opportunity to expand your capacity, because you can do something. So here's a personal story about failing. Right? I haven't done a live event since in 6 years. I haven't done a live event in 6 years. 6 years. And there's a reason for that. Because I felt like the last live event that I hosted, I felt like it failed. I felt like it failed. I didn't say it did fail. I felt like it failed. It didn't meet my goals. I didn't meet my goals. But then I can look back and go, well, I can literally pinpoint why. So now I look at it as, what lessons can I learn from that as I now prepare for a live event? I've learned a lot in 6 years for sure. Right? But that experience kept me from hosting. Of course, we had the pandemic in there, but overall, that experience was very influential in me not having any live events. Now, prior to 2017, I had a live event in 2000, and I want to say it's 2013, I think. So it was 4 years before that. Now, that event, for all intents and purposes, was a successful event that I had a meltdown over the day before because I had convinced myself that everyone that signed up to come to the event wasn't coming. Girl, your mind be playing tricks on you. Okay? That's why you got to stay fortified in your mind. But I looked at these live events as failures, and it's prevented me from hosting the very thing that people are always asking me about doing. And I finally said, Cheryl, if you don't get out of your head, if you don't stop replaying all this nonsense about an event, and it's not going to be successful, and it's not going to do this, and it's not going to do that, and declare what it is going to do, what is going to happen. I wrote a whole list of things about this event that I'm hosting in November. I wrote a whole list of things about it that I can decree and that I can declare and that I can say and I can speak, right? So the first thing that's holding you back from living your dreams, fear. The fear of what? The fear of the unknown, the fear of what people will think, what people will say, and the fear of failure. Yes, 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 Latanya. I love this. She said, well, you've been set free. Hallelujah. It's on now. That's for sure. It is on now. And I am not playing no games. Those of you that have already signed up for the event, it is going to be absolutely transformational. All right. Awesome. So, hello, 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 Anika. Anika, I hope I'm saying your name right. And she is from somewhere really far away, and I can't remember where. Please let us know in the comments. Hello, Cheryl Randolph. Good to see you here today. Awesome. So let's talk about the second thing. Let's talk about the second thing that is holding you back. Money. I should have the OJs playing. Money, 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 money. Money. Yes, Anika is from Slovakia. She is from Slovakia. Isn't that amazing? Thank you so much for showing up. Beautiful. Awesome. So money. Money is the second thing that's holding you back and keeping you from living your dreams. Yes, it is money. 100%. It's a real conversation you have to have with yourself, and you have to ask yourself why. Why does money continue to be your Achilles heel? Now, there are reasons for this. There are reasons for this. Okay. 3 reasons. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why money has been your Achilles heel. And I told you earlier, I'm telling you this from my own personal experience. I'm not talking about things that I've read in a book or other people's situation or stories. I'm talking about me and mine. Okay. And those 3 things are your mindset about money, your beliefs about money, and your habits with money. your mindset, your beliefs, and your habits. Now, these things don't change overnight. Okay. So you can't think that you say a few things and you write a few things and, you know, it is a real reconditioning of what you think about money, what you believe about money, how you handle money, how you see money. So, money, when I was growing up, I don't have the story of growing up with not having money or anything like that. Um, we actually lived pretty well. We lived pretty well. But even with that, when it came to certain things, my mom had a scarcity mindset. And now when I look back, I can clearly see that that's what it was. Like, I was adopted, so I grew up as an only child pretty much. And I remember like our house was stocked with so much. You would think five people lived in that house, as much food as we had. Right? We had so much food in that house. We never ran out of anything. Nothing. Nothing. Okay. But I realized there was some scarcity mindset, but I also realized where that came from for a woman that was um like in her late teens, early 20s when the depression hit. So, that created a whole scenario by itself. So now here I am all these years later, and I am having to recondition my own thinking because I inherited, and this is something that we don't realize, and you really have to look at. I inherited this scarcity mindset around money. I literally inherited that because that was the environment that I grew up in. That was the environment I was around. I was around, even though my mom, she loved fashion and clothes. So I was always dressed to the nines. But when it came time for me to go to college, her thing was, I can't afford for you to do that because the value was in a different place. This is a woman that had an eighth grade education, but she was highly successful as an entrepreneur. So the education, college degree, you don't need no college degree in order to be successful and financially successful in life. That was her perspective, right? So as a result, I didn't go to college. Not fresh out of high school anyway. I went once I got grown. My only point for this is talking about you are going to have to um, discover and visit your own money story. How did you grow up? What did you hear about money when you were growing up? What was being said? I mean, and just some of the little statements that we hear that we think have no harm that we say out of our mouth. Money don't grow on trees. I don't have money for that. I can't afford that. You are totally telling yourself and conditioning your beliefs in your mind to think those things. So it says, okay, you don't have money for that. Well, we'll make sure you don't have money for that. And we'll make sure you don't have money for nothing else either. Right? Oh, I see this conversation going on in the comments, and I absolutely love it. Tiffany is saying, she had this conversation with herself, and it resulted in her seeing her value and increasing her fees. And then I love Keandra. Thank you so much for chiming in with the marketing perspective. This right here. This is a big part of what I'm talking about. It says the thing is you can see your value, which is good, but have you relayed your value enough to your market for them to engage in purchasing consistently? Now, if that ain't fire right there, I don't know what is. And that's a whole nother topic. And Keandra, I think you just earned yourself a nice little visit to our weekly to our weekly live for you to just sit down and for us to have a conversation about this, because it's a conversation that needs to be had. Okay. Because our money mindset and how we value ourselves and how we devalue ourselves and all of those different things, and how our inability to communicate our value to our market and be really clear about what that looks like, all of those things, those are conversations we need to be having. Yeah, I know, about all the other, all the other things people are, okay, well, I'm not going to totally go down that road, because I want you to really, really hone in and focus on this idea that you have around money, these ideas, these beliefs, these mindsets, these thoughts that you have around money. You are going to have to learn how to check yourself. It's just plain and simple. You really are. But the only way you could do that is by exploring your money story, exploring your beliefs. Look at your money, track how you spend your money. Just track it for a while and see, and just to see what your it's not to to be budget conscious, but it's to track it to see what your behavior is like and your habits are like around money. And just knowing where your money goes, because here's what I know about money needs a defined purpose. Money needs a job. The first time I heard somebody say that, I was like, wait, what? Money needs a purpose. It needs a job, right? I heard I heard Barbara Cochran. Barbara Cochran she's like the multi millionaire, real estate, I think broker. I think she's a broker. But I remember hearing her say not too long ago, she said, I make money, I spend money. She said, I make money, I spend money. She's not tethered to she's not tethered to stockpiling money, especially when you do it from a scarcity mindset. If you are stockpiling thinking you're never going to get any more, you're never going to get any more. All right, I don't want to keep riding that, but because I think you get it. But I think the first thing you want to do here is explore your money story. What did you hear when you were growing up? What statements were made? What beliefs have been embedded in you, encoded in you? What has been inherited with you about money? And I bet you once you discover that, you're going to start to see why you are where you are, money wise, financially, in your ability to charge based on the value that you bring. I'm not a preacher of charging your worth. I believe you charge based on the value that you can bring. And when you really start to be able to quantify that value, baby, it is on. I'm telling you, it is on. When I really sat and realized that my clients could come to me, pay me the money they were paying, and they could go off and they could more than 10x the investment. I've had clients work with me, and 2 weeks later, they they've made double six figures. Double six figures. But until I got to the place where I valued what I was bringing to the table, that was strategically helping them position to do that, I was charging well below my value. That's over. That's gone. Totally gone. Because now I literally can quantify and say, This person worked with me, and as a result, this happened in real dollars. In real dollars. I can sit down with one of my clients. I did this yesterday with one of my clients. Sit down and we found $300,000 for her in her business. All you got to do is implement the strategy. But until I got to the place where I believed enough in myself and the value that I bring to the people that I serve and how I can show them how to monetize their personal brand, to leverage the power of their personal brand for profit, until I learned how to do that for myself, to value that. And like Keandra says, to learn how to communicate that value so that the market consistently buys. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So, did you write down what did I tell you to do? Write it down. Explore your money story. Explore what you heard. Think about what you heard. You know, things you heard said. Um, you know, how did you guys live? What was it like? And then now you have to rewire that and create a new belief system around it. Okay. So that's the second thing that's holding you back. What did we say it was? Money, right? I didn't give you a action. I didn't give you a solution for the fear one. So I want to go back and just give you a solution. And that solution is take action. Fear of the unknown, what people think, the fear of failing, you only combat that by taking action. And I'm talking about that just do it action. I'm talking about that 1988 Nike slogan, because that's how long it's been around, since 1988. That 1988 Nike just do it slogan. That's what I'm talking about. Because it's more than a slogan, it's actually a directive. It's a directive for you to take immediate action without hesitation. So don't play with the just do it slogan. Actually use it as a directive that you, even when you are like, you want to do something and you feel fear taking you up, say out loud, I'm just going to do it. You ever see people that's like, I'm just going to jump in? Lately, in terms of making decisions and doing like that, I've literally been counting out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. What's the decision? You have to challenge your own self. You literally have to challenge your own self and your thoughts and your beliefs and your actions and the things that you do. You really, when I say you have to check yourself, that's exactly what I mean. Okay, so remember, we're talking about the three things that are really holding you back from living your dreams. The first one was what? Fear. The second one was what? Money. And the third one is just flat out you. It's you, boo. It's you. I'm telling you, I told you, I'm not telling you what I read in the book and I read about somebody else's story. I'm telling you what I know for sure for myself. It's you. You're like, Cheryl, what do you mean? So, I ask this question to my clients a lot, especially when I was doing life coaching. I don't do life coaching by itself anymore. It's incorporated in my personal brand consulting and strategy work and all. But I would ask them, what's holding you back? And they would say me. That's not an answer. I would say that's not the full answer, because me doesn't really tell you what's really holding you back. So you have to go deeper. So when I say you're holding yourself back, what do I really mean? Here's what I mean. Your self-doubt. The fact that you don't really believe in yourself. Not for real. Not for real. Not for real. Wholeheartedly believe in yourself. You don't. You doubt yourself at every turn. You doubt decisions you make. You second guess yourself. You doubt your skill. You doubt your ability. You doubt that you're even called to do what you're supposed to be doing in this world. And you know you're supposed to be doing, and you doubt it anyway. You don't believe in yourself. You don't have that radical belief in yourself that says, you know what? I'm going to go out here. I'm going to do the thing. If it don't work right, I'm going to keep doing till I get it right. Or I'm going to pivot, or I'm just going to shift and change. Oh, this not what I want to do anymore. Okay, hold on. Boop. Let me switch it over here until you find your rhythm. So what? You changed it 5 times. Change it 6 times. Change it until you get into a space and a place where you're like, you know what? This is it. This is the thing. But first and foremost, you have to believe in yourself. How in the world are you going to go out into the world and help other people? How are you going to impact other people and you don't even believe your own self, but you're going to expect people to believe you? It's not going to happen. Because here's what I know about people. They can smell that inauthenticity a mile away, and they will go the other way. If you don't believe in what you're talking about and you don't believe in yourself and you're showing up and you're like, yeah, well, no, people don't want that. People want surety. People want to know that when you stand before them and you come before them, that you are saying things with power, with authenticity, with authority. And you don't need no outside validation for that. You need to stand flat-footed and firm in what you know, in what you believe, and what you know that you are called to do, and you show up and you do it. Because once you do that, the people that are supposed to come will come. The people that are supposed to hear will hear, but you got to show up. What's another thing about you that's standing in your way? You're in your head too much. Get out your head. Get out your head. Get out of here, child. Let me tell you, get out of here. It's minefields in here. it's minefields in here. Get out of there. That whole thing about going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's to help me get out of here and go, Cheryl, make a decision. Cheryl, take an action. Do it. Do something. As long as I'm lingering around up here, lolly dying with the daffodils and the lavender fields, I wonder, stop it. Because you're gonna be up here in your head, in the lavender fields, dancing with the daisies, and broke. You got to get out of here. Trust yourself enough to make a decision. Trust yourself enough to make a decision. If the decision turns out not to work in your favor, make another decision. But you got to trust yourself. Trust yourself to make decisions. Trust yourself that you have enough wits about you to be able to decide what's going to work for you, what's not going to work for you, or you're at least going to try it, and maybe it won't work, but you won't know until you try. Because you're sitting in the passenger seat of your own car, and you're letting fear, money, and some other version of you drive the car. I don't even know if you're in the passenger side. You're probably in the back seat. Because you keep saying that you want to live the life of your dreams. You want to travel. And a lot of the people in my community, travel is their thing, right? And I know it's my thing. Here's the thing though. Decree and declare what you want. Right? Believe it with every fiber of your being that it's going to happen. The how will come. Last year, I traveled a lot. I was in Denmark. I was in Ghana. I was in Istanbul. I was in Rwanda. I was in California like 5 times. I was in places that I never even dreamt of going. Like Africa was not on my list to visit, really, at the continent at all. Probably till about probably like 2 years ago when I did my DNA. But I didn't have no lifelong dream of wanting to go to the continent. But I went. I went. And it wasn't how I went. God did it. Okay. Who says that? Who says that? I don't know if I said God, but God did it. Okay. I didn't know how I was going to go, but God did. Okay. God did. And I showed up and He worked it out in whatever way He chose to do it. It was just up to me to hold the faith that it would happen. Now, I'm not saying that everything that you do, you just sit around and twiddle your thumbs, right? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is whatever is on your heart to do, find a way to make it happen. Get out of your way. So, how do you get out of your own way? How do you get out of your own way? Remember, we said fear, money, and you. How do we get you out of the way? You got to set some clear goals. Define some clear goals for yourself. Some really clear, solid goals. Don't have a list of 10 to 15 goals. Choose choose 2 to 3 major goals and work those goals until they come to pass. Set a time frame on them, but work those goals. How are you going to, I know everybody wants to be, a multi-millionaire, all. How are you going to do that when you haven't even earned your first 10 grand in a month? How about your first 5 grand consistently? How are you doing that? You have a strategy for that? You have a plan in place for that? So you can't go, I don't have it. I'm broke. I'm broke. I'm broke. I'm broke. But expect to have money because you declaring you broke. You broke. You broke. You broke. I ain't got it. I ain't got it. I ain't got it. One, no, you ain't got it. Two, you don't even have a strategy to get it. So you have to set some really clear goals for yourself. If your first goal, financial goal, is stop trying to reach around and get to, being a millionaire. Okay. I told you this was going to be tough love today. I ain't trying to bust no dreams or nothing like that. I'm just trying to show you that there's a pathway. Get consistent with making $5,000 a month. How about getting consistent with maybe $2,000 a month if that's where you are? Wherever you are, get consistent with, get consistent with making what you need in order to pay your bills and have a profit margin. Because if you just sitting there asking for money to pay your bills, that's all you're going to get. Okay. All right. So get some accountability. That's the second thing. To get out on your own way, you need to get some accountability. Get accountability from someone. Rather not be a friend or somebody really close, somebody that's going to give it to you straight, somebody that you may have to make an investment with because they're going to hold your feet to the fire. Okay. And they're going to also guide you through the process with helping you reach your goals. Somebody that's going to help you think in a very strategic way, and somebody that is going to call you on your stuff. Because we like making excuses. We like blaming other people. We like doing that. But somebody that's going to say, we're not doing that. Okay. How can you reach your goals? What do you need to do to reach your goals? And take responsibility for the things that you are supposed to do. You need somebody that's going to hold you accountable to that. And then the third thing that you need to do to get out of your own way is you got to take action. No matter what, you got to take action. You have to take action. You have to take action. Nothing's going to just fall in your lap and just come to you. You got to put some skin in the game. You got to take action. Let's go back up to this idea about fear. If you're afraid, what do we say? Just do it. Take action. You standing in your own way. You need to take action. Fear shows up. What you do? You walk through it anyway. You be like, you know what? Knees shaking, palms sweaty, sweat on my brow, but I'm doing it anyway. I'm stepping forward anyway. And of course, you want to use wisdom, right? Yes, you got faith. You believe God with every fiber of your being, and you believe in yourself, and you pull all those things together. I promise you, I promise you, even if it doesn't work right, it'll work eventually. If it doesn't work right the first time, it'll work eventually. Sometimes there are things that you need to learn in the process, and you're never going to learn them as long as you're being afraid, right? You're standing in your own way, you're blocking as long as you're never going to learn some of the things that you need to learn. Remember, I said that it's been 6 years since I had my last in-person event. I have learned a lot in 6 years. I have done a lot of work on myself, my mindset, my money mindset, my belief about myself, my, more than enough. Oh, I've done all of that work, understanding the value that I really bring. And now I can stand firm and say, this is what it costs. Because I know when you leave my presence, you are going to be better. You're going to make more money. You're going to live better. I know these things. I know with every fiber of my being. I know that as long as you do the work. So you have to stand in the mirror and look at yourself and have this conversation with yourself. You have to go, you know what, fear? I said, and listen, I don't subscribe to this idea about eradicating fear either. I just don't. My position is you're afraid, so what? Do it anyway. Do it anyway. You don't have money, figure out how to get it. Come up with a plan. Don't just sit there going, I ain't got it. And you praying, you just go on, oh, okay. When you have tools and expertise in your hand, I remember, and I'm gonna tell the story and then we'll close it down. I remember I was I was somewhere speaking. I don't know, this was some years ago. And I got an email that said, I think Bevy Smith was hosting one of her Dining with Bevy events in New York City. And I wanted to go. And it sold out really, it was her events would sell out really fast. So I'm like, okay, I'm speaking at this event, and so that morning, I think I saw it that morning. Well, before I went downstairs, I wrote an email to my email list at the time. This was, I don't know, this was probably 8 years ago. I wrote an email to my list and I made an offer. And all I needed was a certain amount of money in order to reserve my spot for this Dining with Bevy event in New York City. So I write this email, I sent it out, I make this offer. I went down to the gym. That's where I was going. I was going to the gym. So before I went to the gym, I did this. By the time I got back from the gym, I had enough money to reserve my seat at this Dining with Bevy event in New York City. Just like that. I used what was in my hands and what was in my head to say, you know what, I'm going to put it out here. Now, I wasn't married to what the outcome would be, because that's where we get ourselves tripped up. Because if people don't respond or something, or we don't get it right then and there, we're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I learned how not to be married to the outcome. That's something you learn, right? I wasn't married to the outcome. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put it out here. I'm gonna let it do what it does. By the time I got back from the gym, I had the money I needed to reserve my spot, and there I was, and I wound up going to New York City to the Dining with Bevy event. And I'm almost sure, I don't know if she's had one since. I don't know, so don't quote me on that. But I'm almost sure if she has, she hasn't had that many. But that was a desire that I had. It was a room I wanted to be in, and I found a way to get myself into the room by taking action. And that's really what I'm telling you today. Take action. Put that 1988 Nike slogan in action, and take action, and just do it. Explore your money story. Okay. Explore your money story. Because here's something else I want you to know about things in life. You think it takes money, but what it really takes is belief and faith. Because you're always thinking that you have to come up with the money. Sometimes somebody will come up to you and bless you just because God knows that desire is in your heart. And somebody comes along and says, you know what? I'm going to, this is crazy. This happened to my husband yesterday. So my husband, he just got a car not too long ago. My husband loved driving BMWs, and his car got totaled, and he was like, oh my God, I don't know. I don't know. So anyway, he winds up he gets his BMW, and a truck hit him the other day. He was coming to pick me up from the airport. No, he was going to work. And so anyway, this truck hits him, and the guy, so my husband gets out because he's like, oh my God, I just got this car. Oh my God, So the guy gets out. He's like, sir, I'm so sorry, And my husband, my husband's pretty level headed, and he's like, okay, well, let's pull over. Let's see what the damage is. Let's call the police. Blah 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 blah. I don't know if I should be telling this story, but anyway, so the guy says to him, hey, listen, you know what? I am so sorry. Let me just pay you right here. Any damage, I'm just going to give you all the money I got in my pocket. And that's going to be that. And when I talked to my husband, he's telling me about it. And he says, I don't even know how much money it was. I never even counted it. So when I saw him later and he picked me up from the airport, I was like, okay, well, how much money did he give you? I mean, like in his pocket. He said it was my entire car note. He said it was my entire car note for this month. I was like, wait, what? He's like, the guy handed me my entire car note payment right in the palm of my hand. And there was no damage to his car. So when I tell you, you really have to change what comes out of your mouth and what you believe when it comes around money. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I've seen happen. I'm telling you my own personal experiences, that when I thought I needed to go and get something or do something, somehow, sometimes it just shows up. And then there are other times where I have to take action. I have to do something. And then God will still step in and do what he does. So I really hope that this was helpful for you, because I want to see you live your dreams. I want to see you, no longer living in lack, no longer holding back. I want to see you step into the fullness of who you were created to be. I want to see you travel the world. I want you to travel the world with me, because baby, we about to travel the world. We about to do the darn thing. I'm telling you, we about to have Brandon retreats and all kinds of things happening. And I want to see you in the room. I want to see you in the space. I want to see you thrive. I want to see you living your best life. Yeah, I said living your best life. I want to see you do that. But it's going to take work. It's going to take you going inside and exploring. It's going to take you looking in the mirror and having really hard conversations with yourself. It's going to take you looking at yourself and saying, girl, get it together. Okay? Because there are people waiting for you. There are people waiting for you. How do I know? Because there are people who've been waiting for me. There are people that have been waiting for me. And I've been dilly-dallying around. And I've been worrying about what happened 6 years ago. And I've been fretting about this and fretting about that and being, I'm never going to get where God wants me to be. And the people that need to get where they're going to be, they're going to get there, but they just won't get there because of me. They'll get there because of somebody else. Okay? All right, I'm gonna go here and look at these comments because y'all been talking. Morning, sissy. Well, afternoon here. No, it's morning where you are. Oh, yes. And I love what Anika said. I always have what I need. That is a declaration that you make. I always have what I need. Oh, that's so powerful. Thank you for sharing that, Anika, all the way from Slovakia. Yeah, Cheryl says she grew up with about the dimes and the coin slot in the card. What? About the dimes in the coin slot in the cards and always asking how much, because that's what I learned. Dimes in the coins. Cheryl, you're gonna have to tell me about that one. Okay, yeah, she's saying she's always renewing your mind. And let me say this to you about the renewal of your mind in this area when it comes to money. It is a daily thing. It is a daily renewal of the mind. It is a daily practice, that you have to have when it comes to these things. It's not a once and done. It's not okay, I've done a few affirmations and declarations and I've journaled and now, I'm going to be Miss Moneybags. That's not how this goes. You have to create a lifestyle of believing, a lifestyle of understanding your relationship and your perception and thoughts and behaviors and beliefs around money. I shied away from talking about money for years. For years, I wouldn't talk about it. And I knew that was something I was supposed to talk about, and I would not talk about it. Then how do you talk about helping people to leverage their personal brand for profit if you're not talking about money? And I had to address my own money issues. And once I started doing that, I was like, wow, this is really powerful. Because this is what keeps us stuck. This is what keeps us from going where we want to go, doing what we want to do, because what always comes up is money, right? So yeah, it's a daily thing, So I love this. It says she grew up middle class, but learned scarcity mindset big time, yet we didn't hurt for anything. Same thing. And that it got exacerbated. This scarcity ideal got exacerbated when I got married because it was slim. Money was slim, right? You're young. I'm 23 when I get married, 24 when I have my first kid. So we're young in our 20s, We just wasn't rolling like that. Right? So that idea of scarcity got exacerbated more once I got married the first time. I love this. Keandra says, imagine having enough or more than enough. That's good. That is good. And here's a declaration that I want you to declare over your life right now and every day. I have more than enough. I have more than enough. I have more than what I need. I have one that pops up on my phone that's money comes to me easily, daily. Okay. Money comes to me easily on a daily basis. It says it's something to that effect. All right. But you got to say out of your mouth what it is. More than enough. I have more than enough. Okay. Yep. Value what you bring to the table. Quantify your value more than your worth. Listen, worth, people, you could put a number on your value that you bring. Your worth, the Bible says your worth is far above rubies. So you out here trying to, you saying, I'm gonna charge my worth. You're not gonna charge your worth because your worth is above rubies, and you can't, you don't even have the mindset to charge that amount. Okay. But you can quantify your value. Okay. All right. Awesome. Hands up. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Denise. Good to see you. Good to see you. Tiffany says, so true. I have to challenge myself. I took leap on a new venture and it will be released soon. I am so excited. Fantastic. Fantastic. I love this. Keandra says, my fear of rejection in the past used to stop me. Ooh, that's a big one. I don't even know why that rejection one wasn't on my in my notes, because I dealt with that for a very long time. Very long time. And rejection is one of the I forget what they call them, one of the side effects. That's not the word I want, of being adopted. You deal with rejection issues, and I dealt with them for years. I mean, I wouldn't speak to people first. There were a lot of things I wouldn't do, and people thought is because I thought I was stuck up. I wasn't stuck up. I was scared. You might want to think about that the next time you think somebody's stuck up, but that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. Thank you. Latanya says 3 things that hold you back from living your dreams: fear, money, and you. Fear, money, and you. Awesome. Awesome. Woo, child, y'all were in these comments today. Yes, people are waiting for you. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Women Birthing Nations Global. People are waiting for you. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, she asked me, where am I located? I'm located in Tampa, Florida, Tampa area. I know people are trying to avoid Florida, y'all, but I live here. So yes, I'm in the Tampa, Florida area. And yes, you have to become that which you desire. Oh, that's a whole, listen, let me tell you something. You literally have to become that which you desire. So when you look at certain things and you have those certain desires, you have to ask yourself, who do I need to become in order to even have that, to be that, to do that? Right? Become that which you desire. Yes, that's good. Y'all dropping some nuggets. Oh, okay, Cheryl, I get it. Easter time when you had to count the dimes of yes, place them in the card. Yes, I remember. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hey, Rox. Hey, Dr. Roxanne. Hello, good to see you. Yes, you have more than enough. I love these declarations. Yes. Keandra Ward, have more than enough. I have more than what I need. Money comes to me easily on a daily basis. You better say that. Yes, I love it. Oh, yes, money. Yes, honey. Money comes to me easily. I have more than enough. Yes, yes. Money comes to me daily. I love these declarations, and I want y'all to believe it. Say it. If you don't believe it, say it till you do believe it. I'm telling you, this will shift and change your life. Wrote this, but let fear and distraction keep me from saying it daily. Well, you better, I'm telling you, but that's what I mean. We let things distract us, we let fear distract us, put us in a chokehold, so we lean toward what we don't have instead of leaning into doing the things that we can do so we will have. Yes, love this. Love this. I have more than what I need. Money comes to me easily. Awesome, awesome. When is my next event? My next event is actually November the 4th here in Florida. It's in Clearwater Beach. If you want the details, just shoot me an inbox and I will send them to you. I just released them yesterday. It's a very limited boardroom style event. There are only 12 seats total and only 10 left. So if anybody's interested in it, let me know and I'll send it over to you. Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I missed you guys, and I'm so glad that you were here today so we could talk about what's really holding you back: fear, money, and you. Go to iconicwomanclub.com, get on the email list community there. That's where the party keeps going, and we're really working on some amazing things. Yes, we're doing the live event in November. I also have a mastermind that's about to start pretty soon later in the fall. And 2024 is going to be, how they say, lit. We'll be doing more of the boardroom style events and the mastermind cohorts, and I'll also be offering VIP days. That'll be the only way you can work one-on-one with me is through a VIP intensive, 1 day, 2 days, or 5 days. So go to iconicwomanclub.com so you can make sure that you know when all of these things are happening. I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you guys. Mwah.